So your betta fish is not eating and you are now getting concerned over your betta fish, wondering what to do. So in this video, we'll run you through all the reasons your betta fish may not be eating and what are each of the solutions to all of these reasons. Now, firstly, we would just want to say that if you brought a brand new betta fish and you have just put him into the tank, you may want to wait 3 to 4 hours first before feeding your betta fish again, because the betta fish is still adjusting and adapting to its environment. It can get really stressed out, it's like what's going on. So just let him relax, calm down first before you start feeding your betta fish. So that could be the first reason. Now, secondly, if you got a brand new betta fish, then what would happen is they may not know that some of these things that we are feeding is food. So if you have a dry pellet, what you could do is you could actually tap on the water a little bit just to simulate the movement in live food like insects, because most of the time aquarium shops would feed betta fish fries with a lot of live food just to encourage their growth, so that they can have beautiful colors and they can find their owners faster. So that is something to be aware of. If it's still a brand new betta fish, they may not know it is a food, so just tap on the water a bit, show them the pellet until they eat it. Thirdly, it could just be because your betta fish is a really picky eater. And how do you find out about this is if you just put the dry food there, they didn't respond, you can try out another dry food, because it could just mean this dry food, this pellet, have a very low quality. You try out some other dry food and see whether the betta fish would eat it, or try out some of the live food like baby brine shrimp or bloodworm. This would all be a good way to check whether your betta fish is just not eating in general or is just really picky towards certain food. Now the next reason could just be because the food is still really frozen, and betta fish generally don't eat a frozen bloodworm, things like that. So be sure to give it some time for this live food to thaw and just feed it to them after it has melted completely and the food is not frozen. The next reason could just be you are feeding your betta fish too much. One of the ways to check is that each of these dry food pellet, they actually have some guidelines to how many times to feed them per day, how many pellets to feed them, and that is a good indicator of how much you are supposed to feed your betta fish. If you are feeding way more than the recommended instruction, then this could also mean your betta fish is overeat, he is taking some break, and you do not want to overfeed your betta fish. Another reason could just be because the water parameter has shifted and the betta fish is getting uncomfortable or getting ill. So you will also want to check in whether the ammonia level is okay, the pH level is 6.5 to 7.2, and whether the water temperature is fine, to ensure that the betta fish still have a good environment, and because of that he has good appetite. Just think about it. If you are in a really uncomfortable situation, let's say if you are in a really smelly toilet, you wouldn't want to eat. Same goes for your betta fish. Now the next reason could be because your betta fish is constipated. Now for this one, it's generally when the betta fish is fed a lot of plant food, which they don't eat, they are generally carnivore. So that is when it can cause this issue. Or you could also check whether the betta fish is bloated. We'll have a full video to cover fully about your betta fish bloated, what to do about it. You can check the link in the description. But for most part, if you see that the betta fish seems constipated, it's slightly bloated, that's when you can actually take a pea, and then you actually peel away the skin, take a little bit of that pea, you squash it a bit, and then you can put it in, because that contains a lot of fiber and will help to ease out the constipation. Oh, and another core reason that will cause this constipation is going back to the previous reason, if you are overfeeding your betta fish. The last reason is actually just could be your betta fish is getting old. The general lifespan of a betta fish is 2 to 3 years, and if you have taken care of it really well, it can go to 4 to 5 years. But if it's already 2 years old or 3 years old, when they are old, they could just eat a little bit lesser, kind of like how when we grow old we eat a little bit lesser. Same concept. And okay, these are all the reasons as well as the solution for your betta fish not eating. If you find our video to be helpful, please leave a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, do leave it down in the comment section below. And if you want to see more betta fish videos, do subscribe to our channel Everyday Aquatics, and we'll post up the next betta fish content. So we'll see you in the next video. Take care.